This is episode 116 of the Gold Squadron podcast. I'm your host, Dion Morales, and today I'm joined by Marcel, Tricks Are for Scum, Manzano.
You silly rabbit.
And William, Are Hawks Important? Hagewood.
No, we're going to find out.
So today we're going to be continuing our faction breakdowns with the Scum and Villainy faction. Especially, with all this new point stuff came up and what we're going to be doing over the next few weeks. If you missed last week we talked about the Separatists. This week, Scum. Next week, it's a mystery. We'll have some guests here once in a while. But we wanted to get it started here, get you guys in the groove. And it should be fun. Now, before we do that, let's go ahead and give a shout out to our patrons. Thank you so much for everybody who has contributed and helped us out. Basically, our August schedule is because of our patrons and because of some very, very helpful people who are also patrons. So I need to give a shout out to three peeps: Isofan, Tycho Kelchu, a.k.a. I don't know if he wants me to say his real name. I just say Tycho Kelchu, and the real Fun Bobby. Those three gentlemen all together helped pay the fees to move my ticket one day earlier in order to get to the Polish to get to Poland a day earlier in order to cover the X-Wing team championship. So thank you so much to those gentlemen. They were like, "Hey Dion, how can we make this happen?" I was like, "Well, it costs money." They're like, "We got it." I was like, "What?" They're like, "We got it." I'm like, "Okay." And they did. So thank you so much to those gentlemen. And to all of our patrons who, of course, we got a lot of traveling happening in August. Without you guys, it wouldn't be possible. So let's go ahead and do our Team USA update. So first I want to start by talking about the shirts here. So we do have them for sale at goldsquadronpodcast.com. If anybody has ordered a shirt already, though, you're going to see that there has been a bit of a change. And it did say that in the description the design may change. And the design was changed due to some printing restrictions and some things that became cost prohibitive. So the front has stayed the same. We'll go ahead. I think this one was the front. Nope, that's the back. Here we go. The front has stayed the same. Very classic. Red, white, and blue. You got some X-Wing streaking across the shirt. Looking fast. That part staying nice. Classic front. What has changed is the back of the shirt. So on the back, it's going to be all white text, and it says United States X-Wing. It has a black and white United States flag. We got the 50 stars and the the stars and stripes there, and of course, it still has all the sponsor information that we promised as part of the GoFundMe. And so that's going to be the back of the shirt. And I know that some people were like, "Man, I'm not super fond of what the back was before." Well, hey, look, it's a little simpler now, and because it had to be. And you can go ahead and get your shirt again, goldsquadronpodcast.com. If you want to be looking as good as Team USA, get yourself a shirt. All the estimated shipping and all that stuff is actually, you know what? I might just pull it up on the website like right now because I did put a cutoff date for orders because we have to get it produced and all that stuff. Let's just do it right now. Doing it live, baby, because that is the best way to do it. All right, you know what? We'll just show it off for anybody who's watching right now. So here, you go to goldsquadronpodcast.com. You click right here on Get Your Team USA shirt. Okay. You click it right there. And there it is. Right there.
Old design.
I forgot to update the picture. I'll get that done here. But there it is. And the pre-order window closes on the 12th. So we only have a few more days, only 3 more days. That way we can get all that squared away to make sure that we have them on time for the trip and can hopefully get them sent out in time for people to wear them while watching Team USA dominate in Poland, hopefully, or at least have a good time. I'm not playing. I'm just commentating. And I am going to be completely unbiased when I'm there, Marcel. Okay?
No, you can't be unbiased.
That's my job. That's my promise to the community.
No.
just no.
You don't need a reason. Just no.
Just no. Oh, I'll work on it. I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, we're gonna have to work on our sign language and Morse code so you can give us the moves.
All right. Give us some updates. What else is going on?
All right, so updates. First, starting with the lineup for all of you that have gone to the GoFundMe, and thank you for everybody who supported on the GoFundMe. I sent out a message to everyone, so please get me your shirt sizes and your address so we can make sure we get those shirts out to you. And then the rest of the things, depending on your, what is that?
The signs. I'm working on them.
Okay. And as far as the starting lineup, we do have a change in the starting lineup. Josh Holt, real life, came up, so he is now an alternate, and stepping up is Ian Colombo, who is our Italian connection. He's we got hopes on him. He also has the in on the Italian team, so at least we've got ears on the Italian team. So Ian Colombo is going to be to the starting lineup.
Are you saying that we have an Italian stallion spy?
Yeah, we got a little Stallone. Actually, we got Stallone. There we go. We'll have to work with that. And then also for the lists, we are actually. I'm thinking probably getting a little help with lists, being that we have to submit the lists before Gen Con. So there's really going to be no major extended events before we have to submit our lists. So I wanted to open it up for the community, for the Gold Squadron community, for giving us your favorite, not your favorite, the most
competitive,
toxic, competitive. This makes me want to quit X-Wing lists for each faction. So far, we've settled on, I'm not going to say who or what, but we've settled on a Rebel list and we've settled on an Imperial list. The rest are we're still tossing we're still tossing around a couple ideas. So I think maybe we should open it up for the community to provide some suggestions.
That could be fun. You know what? Actually, this is a perfect time to just spring something on you and Will. So I guess unexpected here. So I'm not going to be on the podcast next week because I'm not going to be available. It's the first podcast in 117 episodes where I am not available because
slacker.
I know. So this might be a perfect opportunity for you two to take over the airwaves for a week and maybe get that community feedback stuff. Maybe.
Or maybe we can burn your channel to the ground.
No, it'll be okay.
Will's like, I'll be responsible.
Yeah, we'll be totally fine. We'll be all right.
Yeah, so we gotta figure that over, but figure that out. But
yeah,
yes.
I think we need a responsible host. And William, I love you, but yeah.
Go on.
So
is that it?
Yeah, I just love you.
I love you too.
He's
Thank you.
trying to keep
the butt. So
he's trying to talk to the chat. He's trying to wink at the chat and say, "Yeah, we'll misbehave while Dion is gone."
No, I'm actually thinking like we might want to recruit an experienced host to keep us. Maybe OCX. Somebody mentioned OCX. They like to drink. Yeah.
No, they better be drinking water on Tuesday. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, all jokes aside, yeah. So guys, next week one of two things will happen: either I won't be on the show, or there won't be a show. One of those two will happen. I don't know what's going to happen, but some schedule changes. So on Wednesday there will not be a league night. This Wednesday, no league night. Tomorrow, yeah. I mean, like, there's locals. Yes, league night is happening, but there will be no league night streaming. We will have league night on Thursday because of something I'll talk about later. Tease. Keep listening. There'll be league night on Thursday, a stream, and then the paint cast will happen on Friday. So that's kind of some things are getting shifted around. Well, again, teasers. We'll talk more about it later. Maybe you saw already on Facebook if you follow us there. Yeah. All right. With anything else with Team USA? We got talked about the shirts, lineup change. Anything else?
No.
No. All right.
Just,
Cool.
list submissions.
Let's get into it. The Scum breakdown. Insert dramatic music here. All right. That you're supposed to do that by your own self, by the way, in your mind. Okay, that's not me. That's you. We're talking about Scum. So the plan here is to go through some important ships. What are the strengths? What are some high initiative ships? Just what are the things that make the faction good or give it a chance? What are some of its weaknesses, and what are some possible list archetypes out there? Marcel is our leading researcher on the Scum faction, so he's gonna be leading the way today. Take it away.
Oh, we're in trouble. So I guess first we're gonna start with a couple just like high level. What are the strengths? What are the weaknesses? And I've got a couple that I've written down. Don't erase the number of exclamation marks I have on that. That's important, Theo. He's messing with my notes.
That was Will, not me.
Oh, Will. Sorry. Thank you, Will. Extra exclamation
He added
mark.
more.
We'll get to that. So the strengths, multiple. I think one of the strengths that probably people aren't thinking about is the number of high initiative ships. They have 3. The Scum has 3 initiative 6 ships with Dengar. And this is for extended. Dengar, Han Solo, and Fen Rao. Is there another faction that has 3 initiative 6 ships?
Let's see.
I don't think so.
Empire, you have Soontir Vader.
And that's about it.
And that's it.
Yeah, Rebel, you've got Wedge and Fen Rao.
Yeah, it would be Rebels. They also have Han Solo.
Oh yeah, Rebel. You're right.
You can
And
do a 666 Rebels.
Yeah, but one of them is Fen Rao, so you're automatically disqualified.
Okay.
Yeah, you are. You are.
Yeah, nobody. When we get to the Rebels, maybe we could talk about that. But yeah, I guess the Rebels would be the only one. But right now, it's a ship that's not really played.
Yeah, so you can actually put 3 initiative 6 ships with some of the upgrades that they want to have on them, and then also you have 8 initiative 5 ships. So again, just the high initiative ships. It's not something when you're thinking about aces outside of Fen Rao, you're not really thinking about Scum much, but maybe you should be. Well, actually, Fen Rao and Guri, but there's more of them out there. Also, some of the strengths is that they got some nasty tricks. I think the illicits open up for some really creative tricks. I guess that's why the tricks are for Scum. Also, they're the only ones that can really take advantage of tractor beams and tractor beam people. I think Will is he took advantage of that more than anyone else in some of those Adepticon, right?
Oh, look at these quad jumpers.
No, it's the Invitational Coruscant.
Yeah, Coruscant. But also, didn't we take it to
I took it
one of the
to
Adepticons?
Crossroads.
Oh.
Wait, which one's the team event and which one's the single player?
Yeah, Crossroads is a single player.
Yeah, I took it to Crossroads as well. I got top 8 and top 4. And then they added 4 points to squad jumper. And go by that.
Yep. And then also what did I have? I have the nasty tricks. You can get some actually for tractor beam still. So you have what is the scavenger? Not scavenger. Is that a scavenger? What are they called? Ketsu.
Lancer class Pursuit Craft?
Pursuit Craft. Thank you. So he can get the tractor beams off too. So there's multiple ways to get tractor beams out there. They're really the only faction that can take advantage of that. And of course, the biggest strength is this is where all the explanation all the exclamation points come in is the autopilot drone.
Autopilot.
You got it. I'm still waiting on that alt art card for the autopilot drone. Seriously though, it's part of the tricks though, because you have a proton bomb that coordinates and moves around and does a whole lot of stuff. I've mentioned that a million times. A lot of strengths, and then the weaknesses. The weaknesses is that it really has no action efficiency. There's nothing in the whole Scum faction that really gives you any true action efficiency. I think the best action efficiency that you probably get are the Hawks, with the titles being able to hold on to a couple focus tokens and then do some other shenanigans, especially Paylob. But outside of that, you've got no list built on efficiency. Like you used to have Rebel Beef, like you have 5A wings. You've got in the Separatists, you've got the Kraken with the Swarm. There's almost every faction has some type of action efficiency, and they have no force either, which adds to that efficiency. So that's definitely a weakness, is that there's no true action efficiency. Also, nothing stands out. Guri is great, but he's not the best. Give me Guri, or you give me Obi-Wan with Supernatural. I mean, there's something that counters, or something that's comparable in every single. There's something that counters in every single faction for everything good that the Scum do. And then, I don't know. I mean, that's really it. I mean, there's nothing really that stands out saying like this is the outside of the illicits and couple of gimmicky tricks. There's nothing that stands out to me. William, you got anything else on that?
Yeah, they're really lacking in the Swarm. It's one of the few factions that doesn't swarm very well, even though they have 4 of the best fillers in the game right now. On the Escapecraft, Quad Jumper, Seek, Z95, and the TIE Fighter. All those are great ships. They don't really have that kind of synergy to work together anymore.
You're saying how many of them do you see around? How many of them are people using?
Maybe the occasional Seavor. My local group has a certain love for Quinn Jast, so I see that quite often.
I hate Seavor.
Rather than what?
Sorry, I have a personal vendetta against Seavor.
Well, that's fair because he's
Does that have to do with the match that we had or different vendetta?
Shut up, man. Yeah. He wouldn't die. He just wouldn't die. Guys, I did all the things right. He just wouldn't die.
He doesn't die. That's not what he does.
Anyway, continue. I'm sorry.
William.
What
about the strengths? I went through some of my strengths that I think it has.
Large bases. They have, I would say that they have the most varied kinds of large bases. You have large bases that like front arcs, large bases that are turrets, 180-degree arcs, multiple kinds of freighters. And you're just not getting that in the other factions. I'm trying to think of, I guess Rebel have a lot of unique crew, but the amount of cheap crew that the Scum have right now, I think is a definitely strength to them. Shout out to Tobias Beckett.
Now, do you think though, like you're right, the crew is cheap and they have a lot of interesting abilities. But do you think right now that some of the chassis are maybe just, of course, we just had the points update, so we really don't know what's going to happen. But I felt like before the points update that a lot of people were hesitant to take most of the Scum crew. They were just really investing their points in things like there's as much efficiency as possible, like the double tapping Scourgs and things like that. Not really seeing Forlom, Zuckus Crew, Dengar, Gunner. You're not really seeing those things. Are we going to see some more of that now?
Well, I think the Slaver got cheaper. The Trandoshan Slaver, everybody's favorite party bus. So I think there's builds there. I think that I would probably say that one of the weaknesses for Scum right now is that they got two early releases in second edition. They had the Mining Guild tie and the Freighter Escape Craft combination.
Mm-hmm.
But they haven't got any new ships since then. Is that right?
Right.
Yeah, I think that's kind of slowing them down in comparison to other factions who are getting kind of new toys, new crew, new cards. And they're kind of stuck back to where they pretty much started with in second edition.
And I think that's going to be something that's common with the original factions, right? Rebel, Imperial, and Scum, where they haven't evolved too much, though it would seem that the developers put a higher tax on some of the things that Scum could do versus Imperial and Rebel, because Imperial and Rebel were competitive from day one of second edition. Scum hasn't really been there. So,
No, they haven't, and they were for a little bit with the Boba Fett and Han Solo combination. When Han was the Han Gunner was at 2 points, so they were a little competitive at that point. But yeah, I think outside of that, they've struggled a little bit. I mean, some people have done well with Fenn and 3 naked Fang. Initiative 1 Fangs, but for the most part, I think it's really, up to this point, the thing that's supposed to keep the Scum, that's supposed to separate the Scum from everything else is all the tricks, all the combinations, all of the different abilities that kind of create some kind of synergy, and that's just really breaking up the that's just really not working right now, and that's what puts them behind. Because if you think about like the last several months, the only Scum lists that have actually made it out are lists that are not very creative, lists that are very, very bland, very straightforward, just a lot of efficiency. Going back to what Will was doing with Drea and a couple Z95s, a couple tugboats, or the Drea Lock Revenants, or even Fenra with 3 Fangs. None of those are really taking advantage of the tricks that the Scum are supposed to have. Well, they have, but that's what they're supposed to be known for. It's all like very straightforward stuff, and I've got a couple lists. Later on when we get into some of the specific potential lists that you can make out of the Scum that I put together that I think are, go from very fun to possibly competitive if you're good enough, that take advantage of those tricks, but up to this point, it's really been, the most basic stuff. I mean, I think the trickiest that you get is Gurry with advanced sensors, because he's got that funny barrel roll. But outside of that, it's very straightforward. There's no gimmicks to it yet.
well, I think that's a good opportunity to just go ahead and start looking at the list here, Marcel. So, did you want to go just in the order that you presented here? In our docs, is that fine?
Yeah, why not?
All right, cool. All right, here we go. So looks like the first one that you put out here for us is, you called it IG Fun in our.
Yeah, it's just fun
in our doc, and it seems just for fun here. You put
no, it's just fun. But all the lists that I put out there, I think, are lists that have something. They got something. Yeah, they're not. You're not going to show up to them and people are going to laugh at you, or maybe they might laugh at you, but then they'll lose. Like every list out there that I put together for this, I think has the potential to win. And this particular one right here, the IG, I've actually flown it 5 times already.
Oh snap! Okay.
And I haven't lost a single time. with it.
Hey.
So it's IG fun. That doesn't mean it's like unbeatable, but because of the tricks and the different combinations that it has, it takes people a little bit to. And I put this list together especially because of Luke Carrington, because he made me the specially painted 2 IGs and a tugboat.
Yeah.
So I wanted to put that in there.
There you go. So this is
But-
yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so you got IGB with Ion Cannon, Contraband Cybernetics, and the IG 2000 title. IGB is the one that allows you to get a bonus attack if you miss with a cannon. Well, if you missed your normal attack, you get to do a bonus attack with the cannon. Excuse me. Then you have IGA. Says at the start of engagement phase, you may choose one friendly ship with a calculate on its action bar at range 1 to 3. If you do, transfer one of your calculate tokens to it. So pseudo coordinate going on there. Also
That's
with
the 1.0 Atani Mind Link.
yeah, pretty much. Also with Ion Cannon, Contraband Cybernetics, and the IG 2000 title, and rounding it out with Constable Zuvio in the quad jumper with IG-88D crew, which allows a ship with a crew slot to synergize with the abilities of the IGs. Also with pattern analyzer and proximity mines.
Yeah. So the whole thing here is they're all initiative 4, so you get to play around with everybody being at the same initiative. The IGs with 8 total health. 3 attack, 3 agility, and having the ability to double tap. And ultimately, you can have 6 calculates on the table, and you can put 4 calculates to the one that you want. They all have the ability to take an action at least once while doing a K-turn or doing a red maneuver. And it just creates a lot of basically constant Zubios and is backing everybody up in the back, making sure that there's calculates for your tanks. And then constant Zubio with his ability is he can drop the mine in front of them or behind them. With the pattern analyzer, it's actually hilarious. Everybody stays away from him. I've only gotten it off once, but that's because everybody gives like a huge bubble. They don't want to stay anywhere close to him.
They respect the Zuvio.
Yeah, because what you can do is you can drop the bomb behind you or in front of you. Then with pattern analyzer, you can either reverse or do a sloop or do anything else, and actually move the tractor beam, the ship, into the path of the mine. So that it just creates a lot of havoc. So now you got a tractor beam thing, and then on top of that, if you're taking advantage of the ions, it's just one of those the crates like to talk about agency. Mm-hmm. This is the ultimate. You have 0 agency list.
What dial?
Yeah, you don't need a dial. I mean, you're double tapping with ion cannons both. You don't have to shoot your regular gun. You can shoot with ion cannon the first time, shoot with ion cannon the second time. Then you get two shots with ion cannons against with next time around, and then you're going to tractor beam him where you want, right in front of a mine. A lot of fun. Gives a lot of puzzles to solve to the opponent, and I think if you play against this list 5 or 6 times, you're going to get it, and you're going to beat it consistently. But in a tournament where this is your first exposure to a list like this, it catches a lot of people off guard.
You only get one chance.
Yeah. You're like, what are you doing again?
All right. So next list here features our boy Dengar. Will, what's in this list?
You swapped it.
This is a Ketsu list?
Oh,
What are we looking at here?
Oh, sorry.
What are we looking at? Don't make me look like a fool now. All right, yeah, there we go. I'll squint at it for a little bit. This is Dengar, Fenrau, and L3. We have Dengar loaded down. He's got Punishing 1, an R2 Healing Droid, Contraband Cybernetics to K-turn, Proton Torpedoes for that extra punch out the front arc, and Expert Handling for white barrel rolls. We have Fenrau naked at 68 points. And for some extra actions, we have L337 in that escape craft with a tactical officer, giving her a white coordinate.
You seem confused.
I don't like tactical officer at L3, but if you must.
Yeah, basically tactical officer is there to keep up with Dengar. And this is so everybody knows not everybody knows, at least everybody at Gold Squadron knows what I've been on for like the last 6 months. It's been working out well for me, which is very high damage output, high initiative damage output office strikes. I've been doing it with Rebels. I've been doing it with R3, E-Wings here and there. So basically with Dengar, L3 is Dengar's coordinating machine. Expert handling gives them the white barrel rolls, and it's just to come in and give a target lock focus attack with Dengar for 4 dice, possibly a double shot, and then Fenral 5 dice at range 1. Completely erase things. Dengar's jousting, he's not carrying. You know what I've noticed? I flew this campaign against Cancer. Regen on Dengar is amazing.
Yeah.
Because what's Dengar's biggest weakness? It's
taking damage.
It is taking damage, but it's also now Dengar, not only Dengar, the Jumpmaster in general, has a horrible dial. I mean, it's you can't. I mean, you can't keep guns on target very long,
right?
Because it has a terrible dial. Now, when you're taking that extra 1 or 2 turns to get your guns back on target, you're regenerating shields. I mean, it actually works out pretty well with them. So actually, I took this to campaign against Cancer, and did pretty well with it. So it's been tested, and it did really good.
All right, let's go ahead and take a peek at the next one here in the list, featuring a Lancer class pursuit craft. Got Ketsu, Onyo, Talonbane, and Old Terok. You got Fearless, Forlom, Static Discharge Veins, and Shadowcaster on Ketsu. Talonbane is naked, as well as Old Terok. So, Static Discharge Veins. Explain yourself, sir. I get it. I'm just trying to lead you.
Are you asking me to explain like what the now this is a hilarious one. Do you need me to explain it, or you got?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, this is hilarious. So basically, you're jousting with Ketsu, obviously, with Trick Shot and Forlom. So the Forlom, you take two ions to prevent the opponent from being able to use their focus token during that defense. Static Discharge says an enemy at range 0 to 1, you can take a stress to pass off that ion token to an enemy. Fearless, the Shadowcat, Ketsu's native ability, Shadowcaster title, all of that basically is there for getting that range 1. I mean, that's basically Ketsu's entire life is get to range 1. Now, when he gets to range 1, you can shoot them, Forlom the focus token, if they have one. Even if they don't have one, do it anyway, just to ionize yourself. And then when you ionize yourself, you ionize them. And then you have, Talonbane and Ultarok, basically giving you a 5 initiative. I mean, 2 other initiative 5 ships that can put out some damage, can get rid of tokens. But again, with Ketsu, you have to say, you can't spend the focus that you don't have. I'm just going to take it anyway. I'm going to Forlom myself. And now you've got, you're tractored, you double tractored or whatever. And you're going to be ionized next turn.
Yeah, Marcel, I brought the Forlom Static Discharge Veins on Bosk to a small tournament recently.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really funny to see people just bail. Just like, nope, I'm not going to be range 1 of that thing, and just take off running. Because if this Ketsu or basically anybody with any large base with Forlom and Seg discharge veins, if they get behind you, you will never be able to leave that that ion chain, right?
It's
Like,
it's the cow catcher.
Yeah, and the good thing about Ketsu is that even if you're not at the perfect angle, you can keep tractor beaming in them and keeping them in your arc. Like you keep we're not at a good angle. You're going left a little bit. No, barrel right. Yeah, it's
Dirty.
it's
Dirty
yeah,
tricks.
Dirty.
So then with Talonbane and Ultra Rock, you're basically just rounding it out with some high initiative damage, right?
Yeah, I mean you get 5 dice for 50 points. I mean it's cheap. Initiative 5.
Yep.
And then Ultra Rock just again helping out with the tokens, getting the free evade at range 1. It'd be a fun route if you can fit it, but you can't.
Sad. All right, let's get into some. Let's talk about some pancakes. You got. Oh, there it is. I was wondering how long it would take for us to see this in a list. I see an autopilot drone. Will break it down.
all right. Looks like we're going to start with Han Solo and on the YT 1300. He's got the standard trick shot, Kira, Lando's Millennium Falcon with the autopilot drone. And this one has Tobias Beckett on it as well. Rounds it out to a nice 80-point ship with the auto drone inside of it. It's paired with another YT 1300 Lando Calrissian. Also has trick shot. Also has his favorite crew L337 and another robot, Forlom. Forlom's just so good on large bases. You only get 2 ions, so the first Forlom is free, and then
Bonus.
that's right, just free. Well, I guess I'll take no penalty for using this. Then we round it out with 2 Mining Guild ties, and let's just be frank here. They're the best ones. Captain Seavor and Ahav. Seavor strips tokens with jams conditionally, and Ahav looks for ships who are larger than him so he can roll an extra die.
Aha, be like, are you thick? I got you.
Yeah.
He likes them thick.
Yeah, he likes big bases and he cannot lie.
Remix coming. I have to do it now. I have to do.
do it.
Crap! All right, I need some gumbo to the chat. If you need that parody song made, let me know. That's awesome. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the next one.
Yeah, so that list that's the list that I put together for Darwin for the team. What was the team thing that we did in Indianapolis?
Outrider
Cup. The only difference between this, because of the point changes, is that I had to drop the rigged cargo chutes from Han and Lando. But other than that, it's the same list. And I Darwin had a blast with it.
Alrighty, so the next one on the list here, Quadruple Fang Fighters. So you got Fen Rao with nothing on him, and then 3 Zealous Recruits. So this is something we talked about earlier, right? I think Ali from the 186 was having a lot of success with this.
Yeah, this is for you, Dion. You've been flying it.
Yeah, I flew it a couple of times. It's actually really competitive, the fact that the Fang Fighters are super maneuverable. Really just... It makes it super fun. You got access to the linked actions. Honestly, this is a top-tier squad, but I think the problem is that it's not very forgiving at all. You make one mistake, you will lose one of these ships. And then once you're down to... If you haven't taken out anything and you lose one of these Fang Fighters, things start getting much harder.
I played you against this, and you know what your mistake was? You didn't know how to roll hits. Like,
go watch the game. I tried.
Your dice. You got to train your dice. Now you know. Now you saw like how to put the good dice versus the bad dice.
Right.
Now you know. So Yeah.
I had you. Oh my god. Anyway, stop reminding me. Yeah, good list. Let's move on to the next one here. Oops, that's not the right window. There it goes. The next one here is, there you go. Features Guri, everybody's favorite robot. Will?
Well, you got to take the name. What is that one name called? It's in the notes.
It's Catch Me If You Can. And this is features some Scum aces. We have Guri with Predator and advanced sensors. Actually, like that. People aren't running enough Predator on her. We also have Fenrau with Predator. And this is rounded out with a Sressaru with an ion cannon. Explain your Sressaru decision.
So basically, it's just trying to find 3 lists that are impossible to kill, or as close to impossible to catch and kill. And Surisu with the 3 agility, 3 defense, 3 agility, and the defensive reroll. It just makes it a little bit hard to kill. And if you ever do get to kill it, guess what? You only killed 45 points.
So yay for you!
Yeah, like congratulations. Now you've got Guri, who you can't touch, and Fenrau, who you can't touch. So basically, at this point, Sarasu is just the catch me if you can. Here, get your free 45 points if you can ever reach me with my defensive rerolls. And
are you calling? Are you calling?
By the way, this does give Sarasu 3 attack dice, which is important because if you think about it, with 2 attack dice, you're probably almost always only going to do 1 damage. So now you're doing the 1 damage with the potential of an ion on top of that. So it actually comes in pretty good. But yeah, try to kill this. Try to get enough points on this before time runs out.
Are you saying that Sarasu is a participation prize?
If you can catch it.
This is clearly a triple ace list. We just don't understand Sressaru enough.
Yep, we're not playing 4D chess like Marcel. That's the problem. All right, let's take a look at the next one here. Next one is called Because. What about?
By the way, this is part of the reason why the Scum. When we talked about the weaknesses for the Scum.
Yeah,
this is part of the reason why, because nothing is really like just efficient and good, and you have to rely on creative list building. You have to rely on like combinations, and there's nothing out there anymore that you can just really put out there and say like, oh, this is just makes sense. Like nothing in the Scum makes sense, really. There's nothing out there that you can put out there and say like.
Oh, that obviously goes together.
Yeah, like it just doesn't happen. So you end up with Marcel. What are you thinking about here?
Well, let's continue. Let's continue it for the Boba fanboys. We got Boba Fett with just 000 and the Slave 1 title. Ketsu Onyo in the Lancer class with just Fearless and Shadowcaster title, and then Captain Seavor.
This is the closest I can get to just pure efficiency.
I get it.
That's really.
Yeah.
And I don't like this list. But I knew somebody would say, "What about Boba?" So yeah, there you go. You got Boba.
Stop patronizing our Boba fanboys. I get it, right? So you get that extra action with 000, maybe. Slave 1 is the title that lets you like choose directions depending on what's happened.
Yeah, and Ketsu is just good.
She's just good, yeah. Do you think this is maybe I'm derailing a little bit? Do you think Ketsu is the best big base pilot that Scum has? No, you don't think so?
I think he's the 3rd best big base pilot that Scum has.
Ketsu's the 3rd best big base. The 3rd. Who's all right? So who are you saying is 1st and 2nd?
Han Solo and Dengar. I would say Dengar 1st, Han Solo 2nd.
All right, I'm gonna have.
And I'll fight you for it.
You walked
Literally
right
on
into that one,
stream.
Will, go ahead. Say that again.
Dylan. You walked right into that one, Dylan.
I know.
And you saw how much. Did you see how much hesitation I had with that? I mean, seriously, Han Solo and Dengar, you got 2 Initiative 6 ships that are pretty well costed. Dengar is at 62 points or something like that, or with just him in the Punishing One title. I mean, they're good.
I'll believe you. All right. So next one here is you're calling 666, the 3 Initiative 6s. What we got here, Will?
All right. Well, we went over them already. Like I said, it's Dengar, Fen Rao, and Han Solo. Han Solo has what you should have, which is Trick Shot and Cura. And Dengar has same thing, just stapled on, have to have these upgrades, is Countermand, Cybernetics, and Punishing One. And Marcel has been loving the R2 astromech, so it rounds out most of the points for the build.
Yeah, just give it a little regen. Like I said, it's not gonna keep guns on target forever. So give it if you're gonna shoot it from the back, it's gonna be regenerating while it repositions to get guns on target again.
Yeah, I mean, and that R2 at 4 points, I think is actually really good for it. I think it's a good. It's at a good price point at 4 points.
Yeah, and somebody says Dengar wants Painbot though, right? And I'm gonna say no. Dengar really doesn't want Painbot on there. You get so much more because Painbot now is it's actually not that good. I mean, I don't know how you've seen it. Regen, trust me, regen is good. Jedi, put regen on them. E-wings, if you can afford it, put it on. No, that's not the good one. You got to put the R2. Bring the little back in here. So regen is good. If you can take it, add it.
Yeah, but Marcel.
Yeah, rerolls are good too, but reroll it dies fast. You know what? It is good, but you get 3 charges out of it.
Right, it is only 3 rerolls.
Yeah, you get 3 charges, and it's 1 charge per 1 dice, and you're still gonna have guns off target. So again, just they got the 4 forward. Take advantage of the 4 forward. Go 4 forward, and then do 4K, and you'll be fine. At that point, you got 2 shields back.
I was at the Disney outlet the other day, and that's where I found a packet of droids, and one of them was R5P9. I was pretty pumped. For those of you who aren't watching, you're listening at home. You're like, what is going on? Where are they razzing Dion? So, let's take a look at this. First, we got 3 I6s in the list. How competitive is this?
Against swarms, not very. Against so if you got 5 ships, it's not competitive. If you got 4 or less ships, it's very competitive.
Okay.
I mean that's the luck I've had. If I fly against 5 ships, I lose. If I fly against 4 or less, I win.
Fair. And last but certainly not the least here, we got the list that you're calling the hyperspace option.
Oh, because that stuff exists.
Because it is the hyperspace option. You think this is the best hyperspace option?
I don't know, actually. I didn't put too much thought into the hyperspace because in hyperspace,
I don't care about hyperspace. Let's continue.
No, I'm just saying you did the rankings, right? In one of the videos a week ago. And in those rankings, I think in extended, the Scum are probably ranked, maybe 3 or 4, not 3, maybe 4. Where in hyperspace, I would rank them maybe 6.
Yeah,
so
I'm planning on doing a hyperspace version.
Yeah, so in hyperspace, the Scum are not as good in hyperspace. I think the only competitive list in hyperspace for Scum is the Fen Rao and the 3 initiative ones. I mean, that's the list. But yeah, it's Han Solo with the things that it needs to have. All of them: Trick Shot, Kira, 000, and then Hotshot to start clearing targets. Fenral because Fenral's good, and then the autopilot because people are still not learning that autopilot is good, and then Captain Seawar because it's the best 30-point ship in the Scum faction,
Fair.
and it does damage. This puts out a ton of damage, actually.
Go ahead, Will.
I'm surprised you don't have a second drone in there for some coordinating.
No, actually, Seaward does well. You really don't need coordinating, especially with Solo being able to get the focuses off early. And if somebody's going to shoot any of your ships, you just shoot them.
I mean, that's fair. Seavor is, well, I think one of the best parts about Seavor that's kind of hard to rate is that he has the quality that he has low aggro. He actually doesn't draw very much attention because people don't want to shoot at him and waste their tokens.
Feels bad, man.
Yeah, I can imagine. Is that your play style? We've been talking about Seaver quite often here, and he appears in a couple of these lists. What is the preferred play style? Do you just shove Seaver down in there? Is he like the flank? Is he kind of holding his own?
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, with that one, I actually bring him behind.
Okay, so he's like your free safety in that.
Yeah, he's just in the back. He's taking opportunity shots at what he can get. Again, usually I actually don't like people shooting at him, and because even though they get rid of because if somebody shoots at Seavor, that means they're choosing to get rid of one of their tokens. So that's not very good because they're usually making that calculation ahead of time. So yeah, just keeping him back. And then he'll take an opportunity shot, and then his worst enemy is anybody with the Force, of course. But outside of that, just if somebody wants to chase him, okay, go ahead. Just like Sarasu, like, okay, congratulations, you got 30 points. That's that. I don't know what else to say.
That's fair.
It's a lot of effort for 30 points, but at the same time, he can block because, to your point, he's got low aggro. He can come in a little bit late, make sure he stays alive, and then he can go ahead and he could block. He can do, he gets really annoying once he gets in close.
Agreed. I mean, it's still a TIE fighter, right? Like it has a pretty good dial. And of course, has access to barrel roll with just those two things. They're able to just get it into spots where it can do its job and action deny, and like I said, just be overall annoying. So I'm just kind of sitting here thinking about what are some ships that we didn't touch on for Scum at all. What are some ones that, like, when you were list building, Marcel, just like you didn't think, at least right now, maybe they're worth it. So for instance, right, the Hawk. Yeah, I think
you got the Hawk, you got the Skurg, you have the Dallin, whatever the Dallin one is.
The Kimogila. You also didn't talk about the Y-Wing, and I understand, right? We only have so much time,
Party
but I find it interesting. Will,
Z95, I didn't throw Z95 in any of them.
True. Will, you had comments on the Hawk?
I think Hawks are good. But and this is the caveat. Hawks without Moldy Crow are good.
Oh.
Moldy Crow, obviously, Moldy Crow holding focus tokens, getting a second gun. We can all agree that those are good things, sure, and worth 18 points. But Hawks are a lot more efficient in their 5 agility, or excuse me, their 5 health, 2 agility, and crazy action bar when they are as cheap as possible. And I'm pointing out, I'm going to give a call out to Torkel. Torkel's has always been my Scum bigs, because people just do not like that ship. He is the one that makes you initiative 0 if you're inside of his arc. And if you're just utilizing their rotating primary, it's very easy to keep people in your your side arc and actually not fly towards them at all.
Just kind of on the outside.
Yeah, get them to chase Torkoal while he's flying in the back of all your other ships. Right now he's 37 points. It's very cheap, very affordable
That's a good
for
value.
a 5 health ship with a turret.
I guess like with the Hawks, maybe it's just a change in mentality. Because before, when people would slap on that Moldy Crow title, you just joust with that thing, right? That's what people were doing. You're like, I got 3 dice gun now. I'm gonna go straight at you. Maybe you just get to be a little more cautious with the Hawks now, which might just play to your advantage, honestly.
Yeah, I try to keep them in the back. I think that I haven't quite found a great list for them. Mainly because Drea went up. You mentioned Y-Wings and RIP Drea. She's just crazy expensive now.
She's too good.
I know it's too good.
I know, but
no, I think that's my problem is that obviously the Skirgs were abusing Drea, and probably a Drea in a 7 ship. Can you still fit Drea in a 7 ship? Can't you? It just doesn't look very good, does it? Yeah, you can, because she's only 49, so it doesn't look very good. But
yeah, a bunch of Z95s.
Yeah, or TIE fighters, your pick there.
Yeah, whichever. But
that doesn't look very good. So with her going out,
TIE fighters.
Yeah, that's fair. Why not both? But yeah, with Drea coming out and out of basically affordability for these larger swarms, I don't think we'll see another Drea swarm until she goes back down in price. Because, like I said before, they have so many filler ships: Z95, Quad Jumper, TIE Fighter, Z, M3A, Escapecraft. But none of those ships are really good in mass. Like one Escapecraft is fine, one TIE Fighter is good. I don't think Z's are very good. Personally, I love them with my heart, but they're not very good.
but not with my mind.
No, now with my calculations, I mean they got 4 health. That's pretty good. But no. So what was else on your list of rejects that weren't mentioned?
Slaver.
The Slaver and the G1A, I think, are the last 2 I want to hit here.
Oh, I really like the Slaver though.
I like the Slaver, but
the YV666 for people who are.
Yeah. I think it's good. I mean,
you know what it's there's just something missing about it.
Actionless dice mounts.
That was good when that was the thing.
You get Bosk. You get Bosk on one of them, maybe.
I've been running Bosk. He's not so bad, but
you can get like Bosk, Forlam. You can do things with them, but
they're pretty good for a 12 health reinforcer out there. But yeah, their attack's fairly weak these days.
Yeah, they're just not putting out damage.
And which one was the one that they added an additional crew slot to? Was it the Bosk pilot?
No, they didn't. They used to have 3 crew.
They added a gunner,
and now they have a gunner instead of the 3rd crew.
So you can take Bosk, Forlam, and Zuckuss if you wanted to. All of them.
Yeah, I mean Zuckuss and Bosk wouldn't mix. Well, you could put Bosk as the pilot, I guess. But yeah, actually, I think you bring up a good point. I think that's actually where you can get some nice tricks is out of the gunner slot of the ship. Surprisingly effective Greedo and BT1 gunners. They generate crits, which Bosk loves. Dengar is Dengar crew. It's pretty good on a Transocean slaver because if they shoot the slaver, who's probably reinforced, they have to lose one of their green tokens or potentially take damage. So another one of those reducing the aggro that you're trying to generate. But no, I don't think there's a real standout, action efficient build for him, unfortunately.
All right, and I guess the last one I want to touch on is the G1A. So we saw a little bit early before not this point change, but the one before that. We saw some Forlom seeing some love, and has pretty much just completely dropped off, just gone. And I think probably, I mean, from my experience, a lot of time people are putting on advanced sensors on Forlom, but with the even higher increase of point cost on advanced sensors, I mean, it most likely we're not going to see this on the table for a while, right?
Yeah, I mean it's 59 point base. You get the white bear roll for another 2 points, 61. I think that I hate to blame everything on the boogeyman, but I think it was just quad phantoms. Just would annihilate Forlom. There's just not a lot he could do about it.
So maybe he might see a comeback.
It's potential. I mean, I think he's really good. You're talking about action efficiency, and Forlom can get some nice action efficiency because he can target lock with advanced sensors, do a red move, and get a calculate, and he can do that every single round as long as he's passing off stress to another ship. So he's got some tricks there, sure. But for 60 points, 9 health, initiative 3, might not be enough for Forlom still.
It's kind of expensive. Alrighty, so that's our Scum breakdown. We've gone through them. We've talked about a bunch of different lists. Marcel, thank you so much for taking a look at those and really giving us a lot of options there list wise. That's
what would
really
make
awesome.
the Scum tier 1?
And that was going to be my look. It's like you were inside my brain. What is it that you think would take Scum to the next level? What would push them over the edge?
Oh wait, are we being serious or are we being facetious?
No, yeah, for real. No, seriously.
Okay, so first, facetiously,
I'm always serious.
If you could throw the autopilot drone and Dengar, that would be.
Wait, I got something. Wait.
Autopilot drone and Dengar. It needs to happen.
Can we just take the unique off of the autopilot drone?
Oh God! Oh, I love it!
No, you know what? You're gonna hurt the people who have that like OCD that they have to have one of everything of that can fit in a list.
No, because now you can. What's that thing that you can launch them like 3 turns into it? It doesn't work for Scum.
It's the resistance. That's a resistance card.
Oh, well, I'm sure I can figure out a way to get 2 of them to work. 3, I don't know, but no, seriously, I think what'll make the I think it's points plus a couple tweaks to some of the ships. If you think back to 1.0, there was a couple things that made the Scum really effective.
A tiny mind link.
Yeah. Well, they kind of do have a tiny mind link. Really, they do have a tiny mind link with IGA, and then you have IGD that you can push that to somebody else. So that gives it some of that. But one of them is the Jump Master, just being able to. There's got to be a better way to turn that turret or give it a second arc. Whether a cannon might work if you give them a front arc cannon and then the turret. So that's something that might be able to make that
torpedoes.
ship. Yeah, but I mean that requires an action at low initiative. It's not really effective.
Sure.
Yeah, so I think it's really just a matter of costing things, and then I don't even know what else. I mean, you just got to cost them a little bit better.
I got a suggestion, and this actually comes up from when Cybernetics dropped 2 points, which doesn't sound like a lot, but Cybernetics went down 2 points in the last update. It's only 3 points now, which is very close to its 1.0 cost of 1% of your list. So I think, and it actually made me reevaluate every ship that can take an illicit, and pretty much every ship that can take an illicit wasn't doing it. right?
Yeah, very true. Yeah.
And I think if there was a standout illicit, similar to Contraband, I think Contraband going down to 3 points is a nice push for those extra ships.
Contraband.
But one good illicit, I think, could change the entire faction.
Oh snap! I like that is a bold statement, sir, and I like it. Yeah. Okay. I agree with you because illicits, besides like Handbrake Han and the Rebel faction using inertial dampeners, I wasn't seeing anything. I wasn't seeing anything.
Yeah, who was using any illicit before that? Like the occasional cargo shoot for shenanigans.
Yeah.
But no one was using any of them. So I think a nice, I don't know what it would be. Contraband's pretty good. You should be putting, you should be putting Contraband on all of your ships. They made it cheap enough to spam now. Please do it.
Yep. I think when I get a chance, I might do that. I might try some Contraband out. Yeah, so that's been our Scum breakdown. We're going to continue going down the factions. Obviously, it's going to take a total of 7 weeks to do. This is week 2 of 7, but we're going to break it up. And we'll talk more about that later. But you know what, guys? I gotta get into the secret stuff.
The
Okay?
secrets?
Yeah, there are secrets. Well, I guess if you followed us on Facebook, it's not a secret anymore. But we're talking about the Gold Squadron Flight Club. All right, everybody. It's happening, guys. The
I went to the
feature.
Flight Club last week.
It's the feature match here. Host versus host. I'm going to sunny California this week, and we're going to have a matchup here. We're going to have D, the Greedy Dragon, versus Ryan Moisture Farmer, dueling it out at the first ever, the inaugural Gold Squadron Flight Club. What is Flight Club? Well, Flight Club is a streaming event where we're going to have 3 to 4 games. Right now, the undercards, is what we're going to calling them right now. We almost have them all set, but basically there is a set of rules that they have to apply for their list building. Now, the rules for this weekend's Flight Club, yes, it is happening this weekend. The exact time is still in flux. Expect to be most likely midday to evening is most likely what we're going to be doing. Think about noon Pacific time is about when we'll be starting. Feature match maybe happening around 6 p.m. Pacific time. No guarantees on that. We're still working on the schedule. But, yeah, I'm super excited about this. The point of this weekend is going to be all about showing off what happened in the points changes for the factions that didn't get new ships, and then the new ships and upgrades that the other factions got. So here are the rules. Each of the pilots has to choose one of these 3 avenues to go on. Number 1, they must include a new Wave 4 ship, meaning a new release for the game. So that's basically for the Republic, the Separatists, and the Resistance. So that's the Transport Pod, the Naboo Starfighter, or the Hyena Bomber. Avenue number 2, they must take 2 or more faction-specific upgrades that came out in the most recent wave. And part 3, or option 3, is you must take a ship in your list that this last points update, the cost went down. So you got to choose one of those 3 things, and the hope is to feature lists that just reflect what happened with the most recent point update, and of course the release that is happening officially this Thursday. Should be fun. And a couple people.
I'm excited to see some. I like the list building restrictions. I'm excited to see some more of those new ships on there.
Yeah, yeah.
Board, getting some recordings of them.
Now, for this one, it's a little bit lighter list restrictions than I think will happen in the future. I'm going a little soft because I just really want to see the new stuff. I want to see the new stuff on the table We'll see what happens. But the plan is to I'm actually in the process of planning another one of these events. Okay, so they'll be this is going to be an ongoing thing that happens. These big feature matches. You want to fight? We can make that happen. We can set up a Gold Squadron Flight Club. But we're premiering it here with Fly Better. It should be a lot of fun. Tune in right here, Gold Squadron Podcast. We'll have it all live. Make sure you're watching on Twitch because YouTube's been really weird. Yeah.
Just I love your poster. And I'm looking at their shirts. I'm not sure the mouse is going to be happy, and you're going to the mouse's lair.
I am going to the mouse's lair.
Just saying. Careful.
Yep. Hey, listen, they're just shirts. I
don't know. South Park told me some nasty things about that mouse.
But yeah, so for those of you, we were kind of preluding to it earlier, or alluding, excuse me. This is going to be happening during my vacation in California. I'm going to be flying down with my family tomorrow, and that's why we're not going to have League Night stream tomorrow. We'll have it on Thursday. Luke will have Paintcast on Friday. This event will be happening on Saturday, and then I'm flying back the following Wednesday, which is why we won't have League Night that night either. So, but we got plenty of stuff happening.
You're depriving the peoples of 2 League Nights?
Well, no, I'm giving them one on a Thursday.
Wait, hold on. Please explain this Thursday. What store are you going to be in on Thursday?
Their local store. I forgot the name of it.
Okay.
Honestly, I forgot the name. Their local store.
So what you're saying is that tomorrow and next week I can bring the most degenerative stuff, so I can just.
It's the last day of old points, technically.
In our league, we're already using the new stuff.
Yeah, we started using new stuff last week.
I think, and hope everybody is currently.
Yes. And
even though somebody still brought 3 Phantoms with Juke.
It was the league championship. Of course.
Humbug.
Yeah, but so make sure you tune in. Mark it on your calendars. This Saturday, Gold Squadron Flight Club. In the future, we'll have more set times. This is kind of we've been planning it for a while, but the times have been adjusting because of availability of players. But I'm telling you that there will be at least one of these happening in August while I'm on the road. Okay, that's all I'm going to tease there. That's it. And if you go to the Goldies, today I did a bunch of work for the Goldies, okay? Now, sorry, I'm just reading the chat. Yes, the Flight Club will be posted on our YouTube channel after it's done. Absolutely. For anybody who goes to the Goldies, you guys know that each year, last year was the first year, we do giveaways and things as a way to recoup costs for the Goldies. Essentially, I'm in the process of planning that, and because of the location switch, the venue that we like, any convenient venue is significantly more expensive than what we had before. So I'm working on that. But what we're going to be doing is one of the grand prize for the giveaways is going to be a Gold Squadron Flight Club event in your city.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, we're gonna have tickets on sale for the Goldies, and we're gonna be talking. There's a bunch of things that are happening at the Goldies. We're gonna be giving away the awards. We're gonna be doing the giveaways, and as a bonus, we're actually gonna be screening Ryan Farmer's fan edit of the prequels. But I have to legally say that you're not paying for that. You're paying for food and for setup. You're not paying for the movie. The movie's just on. Just so happens to be. Yeah, and somebody says anywhere in the world. Well, yeah, pretty much anywhere in the world. We'll have to work on it. It can end up being pretty costly, but I'm willing to roll that dice. I'm willing to roll that dice. People are like, America, come on.
What happened?
Anywhere in the world. So those in the space station, sorry guys, you're missing out.
That's right. Earth only. Earth
Earth
only.
only.
Yeah. And I need to be able to travel there, with a, with either no visa or a very simple visa. Okay, one of the two. That's it. Story time here. I just recently got my visa for going to Australia. You have to have a visa if you're going to Australia. Poland, you don't. But it was super easy. It was like 2 minutes. It's an online form. They're like, yeah, you're fine. You can come.
Congratulations, you were born in the United States.
Right, exactly. But there was like this service, like when I was Googling how to do it, it was like, oh, we'll take care of it for you for all these fees. It was like $450 to take care of these fees. And I ended up finding the actual government website. It was like $20. I was like, I can't believe that people end up getting duped into doing this. I was so mad. Anyway, that doesn't have to do with anything we're talking about right now. Let's go into our list of the week. List of the week.
Oh, that's still a
Are
thing?
you sure? Are you sure?
Yeah, let's do it.
Are we? Oh, we are running a little bit late, aren't we?
No. I mean, there's something else Gold Squadron related.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna jump back to that one.
Okay,
fair
well, you do the list first, and then I'm gonna break this. What's the rules? I can't break more than one ship.
You can't change more than one ship.
Okay.
Alrighty. So let's go ahead and move over to our list here. So the list comes to us from our Discord channel. That's where you can submit all types of lists, our question of the week, all the things there. Anybody can join. And if you're a patron and you connect your Patreon to Discord, you get a cool little name tag and you're allowed into rooms where non-patrons can't go. So this list comes from, I'm definitely stalling because I didn't copy and paste the name. This comes from Druzod. Druzod. He says, looking at this list or some variation for a hyperspace trial in a couple weeks. Any advice? So this is Sunterfell with Predator, Duchess with Outmaneuver, and Rear Admiral Sheranu in the Decimator with Lone Wolf, Fifth Brother, and Dauntless. Then I'm going to continue here by reading like his explanation and things where what he's thinking about. He says, Rack, which is Rear Admiral Sheranu, for those of you who don't know. Rack doesn't need to take any actions, but reinforce. And with the fifth brother and his pilot ability and Lone Wolf, he should always be throwing, hopefully, multiple hits. The Dauntless title is there to guarantee the reinforce if he gets blocked. 2 aces are there to be aces and make the opponent make hard choices. Will, I unleash you.
All right. Well, I've had actually had more experience with the Decimator recently than I chose to. So I've seen them up close and personal out in the wild, and I'm gonna fully agree on Fifth Brother. They Decimators need a Force user. I think Fifth Brother is the cheapest one. Question mark. Yeah. But
Oh, crap. Sorry, guys. 1 second. I broke Will. Sorry, Will.
Try better.
What you said? They definitely need a Force user. I think Fifth Brother is the best one. And what now?
Oh no, no. I said it's the cheapest one.
Oh, sorry, cheapest one.
And I'm willing to upgrade it to Emperor Palpatine for 2 more points. Especially because you have Lone Wolf. If the fight shifts away from Rear Admiral and he can't get over to Suntir and Duchess in time, at least he can help with the Emperor's force. And I'm also ripping off Dauntless title because, I think it's nice to have, but if you are not bringing Tua, or excuse me, I said that wrong. You should not be stressing your Decimators. Including Tua or Dauntless. Don't do it. It's really bad. And so I think I like everything else. I would just change Duchess's talent slot to not outmaneuver.
All right, so you got 11 points. What are you doing with it?
I'm actually going to put elusive in it. I'm not sure if that's. I mean, elusive or predator. I guess she likes predator too. That's a hard call between defensive and offense. And I think I'm just going to take a better bid.
All right, so
I'll
that
take
sits you at
that.
192.
Yeah. Let's actually just get. Yeah, let's go down to predator. So predator, Lone Wolf, Palpatine.
Now
191.
here's the question: what if it was hyperspace only?
What is hyperspace only?
All
The
right.
decimators aren't hyperspace. Oh, are they hyperspace?
Yeah,
they're
now
hyperspace.
they are.
Oh, I guess so. Maybe that's why I've been playing against a bunch of them. Yeah, that makes sense actually about everything. So
That's right.
because the emperor is not hyperspace legal. Is that the problem?
Yeah.
Well, I was making an extended list apparently.
Well, that's fine. We could just look at it from both angles.
I'm gonna buy some time here, but I think. So, what are the other options for Force users then in hyperspace? Just fifth brother. Oh, you got Darth Vader though. Let's just get Darth Vader.
Okay. All right. So
That's really a question. Yeah. So let's see. So Predator, Lone Wolf, Vader is 194. It's still a 6-point bid. I like that better.
Cool. All right, Marcel. What would Marcel do? No autopilot drone. You're not allowed.
I'm trying.
You can't do it.
Proton bomb is as close as you can get to it. All right. So I am skirting the rules as much as I can here, okay?
Of course you are. Let me go ahead and return it to its original state here.
Just click on the link.
Marcel, I got like 20 windows. Okay, patience, brother, patience. All right, go ahead. There's the original.
That is the original. So it says we cannot. I can't add like more than one ship because
Right.
that's...
You could take out one and replace it. You can replace the ship.
No. Okay, we'll replace one with a 0 point. So first of all, Lone Wolf. We're getting rid of Lone Wolf.
Gone.
I need it. Gone. Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong. I was wondering why you're lagging. I'm looking at the Twitch. All right. Here you go. There you go. All right. So, what are you doing? I see the. Okay, so everybody listening and not watching this, the owner is like moving.
This is what you should be. You should be looking at that. I'm doing other stuff.
Okay, there you go. He was just throwing stuff in front of me, so sorry. All right. Anyway, so we took that off. So next, we're gonna take fifth brother out too.
Okay.
Not needed, especially not needed with Churno, because Churno does that anyway. It's his native ability. Now, what Churro needs? Did I call him a churro?
Yes. What does Churro need?
All right, so Churro, I actually like Churro better. So Churro needs Darth Vader.
Okay.
And Tua. So Darth Vader, I mean, really, you shouldn't be flying the Churro without Vader, because the whole thing is, he's just so good. And then Minister Tua, again, same thing. You can't be flying him without Tua, and keep the Dauntless title on there. So one way or another, he's gonna have his reinforced token. All right, what else did I have on him?
Did you keep Dauntless title?
Yeah, I did. It's good to action after he bumps.
Is Tua in hyperspace?
No, he is not in hyperspace.
So
but
we're trying to help this man out for hyperspace.
Trial.
Was that what he was trying to do? Hyperspace trial?
Yeah.
Can we just tell him don't?
No, that's not an option.
No. Hyperspace only. Plus, I don't know. You just kind of pointed my point that I don't think you should be stressing decimators, but you want to be out there one banking.
No, because I mean, honestly, without Tua, he's just Rack is not. All right, we're gonna finish the list that you should be flying. Okay, take this to Gen Con. Do that.
No, but let's
this to Gen Con.
let's
Take it to
finish.
Gen Con.
Let's
It's a
finish
hyperspace list.
the hyperspace list.
I don't like you anymore. So take me through there. All right, so what are we at? We're at. I'll do
You're
this
at-
on the fly then.
We're at 197.
I had a really kick at $$ list for extended.
That's still
with him.
cursing, by the way.
$$ is
They
not
heard
cursing.
you.
YouTube
Go-
and
just go
Twitch
on.
does not know that. Anyway, so take Duchess, take that outmaneuver off.
Okay,
We'll try to figure this out on the fly.
so you're at 191 now.
All right, 191. Sunter with Predator, yeah, I guess that works. You know what?
What? I am on the edge of my seat.
You don't need anything else.
You feel? Ah.
Yeah, no, I'm serious. Like in a hyperspace, Rack is gonna get demolished, especially without Tua. Duchess, yeah, whatever. And Sunter is going to be the one that's going to win you things, and Sunter needs initiative. If anything else, just put probably Intel Agent on Rear Admiral.
Oh, what is that called now? Informant.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Informant.
Remember, you can only do that to one ship.
Yeah, whatever ship is initiative, whatever ship is outbidding Sunter or Duchess.
So can I?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Can I throw in a suggestion? We actually, surprisingly, aren't switching out ships.
Well, I did switch out ships in the extended. In the extended, I think the Rack, the Churro in the extended is actually extremely competitive because you can put Tua, Vader, and then you can load them out with somebody that has Juke, Rexlar to be specific, and it just, or even you can even put Whisper with shield upgrade. Seventh, or what is the
Fifth brother.
Fifth brother, the one that gives you the critical with the focus token.
Yeah.
So you can put Whisper with Fifth brother, with collision detector, with Juke and shield upgrade, and then Rack with Dauntless, Vader, and Tua, and just wreck stuff. So evil. Just put so much damage on stuff.
So
Right.
All right. Who is?
I have
okay.
I have one last suggestion for this list. So if you do not want Duchess in this build, so Dylan, take Duchess off.
gone.
Take all the upgrades off.
Upgrades gone.
Put in Darth Vader.
Oh. Hey.
And you got 4 points left. Now, of course, you don't get the Force User on Rear Admiral, but I think I would rather have Duchess than... Or, excuse me. I think I'd rather have Darth Vader than Duchess.
All right. Do you just leave everything naked?
You could grab a crack shot or a Predator on Soontir. You could fill it out and go Predator FCS on Darth Vader.
Is that Druzode? So Druzode.
Yeah, that's the guy who put in the list. Hi,
All
Druzod.
right, so he's not married to the Decimator. Thank you. Don't marry. You know, you can marry him. Yeah. You can marry the Churro in extended. In extended, the Churro does well because he's got Tua. Hyperspace. you've got other options, brother or sister.
Yeah. Check out
Juzo. Just Juzo. We've got Juzo.
we have a lot of videos of Nathan ID flying Soontir Vader double bombers.
Yep.
Does that still fit?
Yeah, that still fits. Barrage went up, bombers went down, and you basically lost all your upgrades. Double check it. Maybe I'm crazy.
Yeah, so most people, what they're doing, like actually this last week, Francois Moret, one of our guys at League Night, swapped out one of the bombers for a TIE fighter, and is trying that out right now.
Actually, and also
protons
putting sense on that Vader. If you drop down to a TIE fighter and put sense on Vader, that's because basically if you have low initiative ships that have the ability to reposition, and with sense Vader, you can basically block whoever out initiatives you.
Yeah, the other option was Tyler Tippett. Speaking of Sense Vader, Tyler Tippett's been campaigning for Soontir Vader 3 academies. That's another option. So you either have like Decimator, just double bombers. You could go double strikers or like double interceptors in there. I think the barrage bomber is probably going to be your best bet in that. Or the 3.
Is Sloan isn't.
No, you can't do Sloan.
Yeah, I honestly
not yet. Anyways,
yeah, I would say keep Rack out of hyperspace for the time being.
Campaigning, keep Rack out of hyperspace.
Yeah,
Stay
I'm
off
just
my
being
land,
honest.
Rack.
well, I think that's plenty of options. There is.
I think we did nothing except send that man or woman home more confused. But but you know what? We tried. Okay.
Yeah, I would boil it down to, if you don't like the Decimator, don't run it. Unless you're an expert Decimator flyer, don't run it.
Can I do want to? I know usually this is your guys' your bread and butter. I'm pretty bad at list building. I very very much admit it. But one of the things that I didn't like with the original build was the lone wolf on Rack. I understand the idea and the desire to want to get a reroll on Rack, but without the boost reposition that you used to have available in first edition, it's very easy for decimators to get left out on an island when you have all these like double reposition aces around, and like that seems like it's like, oh, that's great, right? Lone wolf is triggering, but usually you want like kind of like Rack, Vader, and whatever the other thing is, just kind of encircling your enemy and not having them apart, because if you have a decimator all alone, it's just going to get picked apart by itself.
Yeah, and that's where like Vader 2 just comes in, because initiative 6, when Rack runs into an initiative 6, it's just sad. I mean, it really is. You're like, okay, I'm gonna reinforce the front and get shot in the back, or I'm just not gonna shoot at anything. And guess what? Lone wolf on 0 agility ships reroll 0 dice.
Very true. And actually, you know, I do want to give a shout out to Drazad for giving us the list, and of course the fact that he was able to come on and get our feedback live. It's always really really cool.
Yeah.
Again, we if those of you who are watching in the future, if you can, Tuesday nights, join in.
Drazad, if you're once your
Hyperspace.
Thank you. Trial. If you seriously want to put, I'll just PM me. If you got me on Messenger, I don't check Discord, so don't Discord me. But message me.
I check my Discord,
Facebook.
people. I do.
And then he'll give you my Messenger number. I'll work with you, man. I'll get some for you.
Alrighty.
And I'll vassal you on it too, so you can test it.
Look at that. Look at that. That's very nice of you, Marcel.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the next thing I want to talk about is the Gold Squadron Prelims, guys. We talked about it last week. We're going to talk about it this week. It is the event that's taken place in place of the Gold Squadron Classic, because on the day of the Gold Squadron Classic, we got that little premiere event that's happening in St. Louis. So if you want to come down and participate in the Gold Squadron Prelims, you can do that. It is a $30 event. It's going to be 6 rounds of Swiss, followed by a cut on Sunday, and there's also going to be a side event on Sunday. And we decided to. It's going to be November 9th. And probably one of the coolest things about it is the fact that you can have food and drink brought to your table while you're doing it at a fair price. Now, it's just simple food, right? Burgers, hot dogs, and stuff like that, fruit. Simple stuff, but we like to keep it real, keep it cheap enough so that everybody can do it, and it's not like super expensive convention food or anything like that. But we're gonna have a good time, and the winner of the Gold Squadron prelims gets a bye to the future Gold Squadron Classic. You get a first round bye, and you get to sit next to me in the commentary booth for the first round. How about that?
Are you gonna wear deodorant?
I always wear. I smell so good. I am fresh. If you want to register for that event, you can go ahead, head on over to homebasegames.com. That is the website, the company that we've joined with to get this done. I'm a partner in the company. That's why it's there. Go ahead, go to events, click on X-Wing, and you'll see it right there, Gold Squadron Prelims. And if you want to do the side event, it's $10. So that's total of $40 of awesome prizes and all these things we're going to be doing. The prizes are in production right now. They're looking super sweet, but I'm not allowed to talk about them yet because I'm not the boss of Home Base Games. I'm an equal partner, and I have to talk to people. But anyway, that's that. The last thing for today, let's go ahead and talk about our question of the week. Our question of the week comes from Mr. Darryl, and he said, what got you into X-Wing? Did you play any other competitive games in the past? So for myself, I've told this story a few times. My good friend Chris Kuzminoff tried to teach me the X-Wing miniatures game as a gateway drug into War Machine, and I stopped at X-Wing. Is pretty much what happened. I absolutely loved it, and obviously it's become a major part of my life now. So I absolutely love X-Wing. Did I play any other competitive games in the past? So I played Yu-Gi-Oh! For a while in high school, but I didn't play it competitively, so I wouldn't really count that. So I guess my answer to that is no. Marcel?
My brother. My brother got me into podcast. My brother got me into X-Wing. He brought it to one of the, when the episode 7 came out.
Yeah, Force Awakens.
When episode 7 came out, he bought the starter kit, brought it to the Christmas party, the family Christmas party. We played it at the family Christmas party. I used Vader because he also had the regular kit. So I used Vader against whatever he was flying. I kicked his butt, and I was hooked. Was that the question? What got you into X-Wing?
Yeah, what question? And then did you play any competitive games before X-Wing?
Chess. I played chess. Staying alive in the south side of Chicago, is that a competitive game?
I mean, I would agree. As a West Sider, yes.
Yeah, that's a south sider. I dodged a few bullets. Didn't dodge one, but survived. So
dodge better. Throw more evades. Roll better.
What is it? It's like I ducked when I should have weaved. Just video games. Actually, this was the first tabletop game outside of chess that I played. Other than that, it was all video games.
And Will?
What got me into X-Wing was actually, man, I'm trying to think of Will Wheaton's show.
Tabletop.
Is it just called Tabletop?
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's on like the Geek and Sundry network. But yeah, I was watching Tabletop, and Seth Green was playing Han Solo against some X-Wings and stuff, and they were doing the freighter pickup mission or whatever, and they were not played very well.
Oh my god, it's so cringy. It's so like that was.
Yeah, it's go out and watch it. As an experienced X-Wing player, go watch that video and look at people who have no idea what they're doing trying to play X-Wing. But
you guys are so bad.
But I saw that, I was like, I could figure that I mean, if those people could learn it, I could learn that game. And the models looked fantastic. Looked up the game, and that's like, it was like the week they announced the Raider, and I was like, oh my, they have huge ships on the Tantive 4. So yeah, I was just like, well, I could get into this. It shouldn't be a problem. We'll drop $100 on a couple models here. It'll be okay. And then, yeah, just kind of took off from there. My girlfriend at the time, she was like, yeah, I'll play a game or two with you. And then she beat me, I think something like 15 times in a row or something. Maybe I got her once. And that's why I was like, first off, I'm going to go find other people to play against. And second off, there's got to be a way for me to get better at this game. So yeah, that's when I officially joined the community, was trying to find somebody to go actually beat instead of my girlfriend.
Yeah, it's like,
what was the other half of that question?
I have to say, like, I'm still triggered by the tabletop video because like they do so many rules wrong, and if you type in X-Wing miniatures game in YouTube, it is the second video that pops up, and it's just like, no. Anyway, the second part, the second part of the question was, did you play any competitive games before X-Wing?
They weren't tabletop games. I was pretty heavily involved in roller derby as a ref for women's, and played in a couple pickup skirmishes in both men's and co-ed roller derby. Someday you'll get footage of me on some quads, and it'll be amazing. I can do all the things. I can skate backwards. I can spin around in circles. I can skate on one foot. I can do everything.
Next quarter Patreon rewards, exclusive video of Will doing circles and backwards skating.
I've thought about trying to go to a tournament on roller skates before. But I think I would be overly tall because I'm like 7 foot tall on roller skates.
That's scary. All right. Let's end with our positive life choices. Let's make it quick because we ran a little long today. Sorry, people. Or you're welcome, people who need more content when you're driving. It's really, right, we really got people on both ends, right? Like, oh, it's too long. Oh, it's too short. It is what it is today. So, for myself, really good week. I ran every day this week except for one. So 6 out of 7. Really good. Anywhere from 3 to 5 miles. I've signed up for a 5K that I'm going to try to run as fast as I can. It's not this weekend, but the weekend after that. And I'm super, super pumped about it. Eating really well. Just, you know, and I've lost weight. I didn't actually fit into the shirt a few weeks ago. So it feels nice. It's always that good, like, oh, I fit into a shirt. So super, super pumped about it. Anyway, that's how I'm doing. I'm doing good.
All right, I'm doing well. I mean, I'm trying to think of, so I think I'm at almost 2 months without buying a pack of cigarettes. I think it's the 18th, whenever the campaign against cancer was. I'll be at like 2 months without buying a pack of cigarettes. And I have like no problem not buying packs of cigarettes. I haven't gone on a long road trip in a while, but so far so good.
That's probably a good thing though, right? Like it's like you're being removed from the trigger, right, for a while, yeah. And maybe by then you're like,
yeah, no, I have a pretty small commute, but or short, small, same thing. But yeah, so that used to be one of my big triggers, and I don't get triggered by that. But I'm gonna bring this up to you guys. Dion, you're trying to eat healthier.
yeah.
What would be your suggestion, or what would you do, rather? I'm just gonna ask, this is a first person question.
Yeah.
What would you do if everybody around you was just eating like 5-10 cheeseburgers? How do you stop yourself from eating a cheeseburger with them? Because that's the boat I'm in right now.
So, man, That's hard. I guess like, so I do. This is gonna sound really funny. Like, so I'm very much a planning person in my life. When it comes to food, it's different than cigarettes, of course. But like when it comes to food, if I know I'm gonna be hanging out with people who are gonna eat, like I will eat significantly lighter, or I'll like skip a meal on purpose because I'm like, all right, I know they're gonna want to go to X place, so I'll eat much lighter. Or my wife wanted to go out to dinner, so I'm gonna have just like something really light for breakfast, maybe just forego lunch and we'll have an early dinner or something like that. So for smoking though, that's an interesting question because I mean,
Bring gum.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I thought at some point the people I hang out with would just get mad that I continuously ask for cigarettes. Like when we're hanging out, I don't like, can I get a couple for the road kind of
Right.
things. But and apparently they don't care. I've gotten like so many cigarettes just
You know
for
what?
simply asking.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you why. Actually, this is going to get deep. So I'll tell you why they don't care. Because they know what they're doing is not good for them. And when you're not doing something that's good for you, there's nothing better than like social proof. Like, oh, my buddies do it too. So they want you to smoke so they can feel good about themselves, just as you don't want to smoke so you can get healthier. So that's why they're going to do it. They're going to do it because so if you're a drinker, you're going to push people to drink with you. If you're a smoker, you're going to push people to smoke with you. If you do drugs, you're going to push people to do drugs with you.
If you're an
play
eater.
X-Wing, if you play X-Wing, you're going to push people to play X-Wing with you.
it's true.
It does. Like if you have an addiction feels less of an addiction if other people are doing it with you. So just
Look,
keep that-
Mom, it's normal. Look at all the kids playing with me.
We're laughing, but it's true.
It is very true.
So I'm telling you, like, if that is your strategy, well,
I thought they
it's not a winning strategy.
Just not
Yeah,
give me anymore.
no, they're not doing it to make you feel good. They're doing it to make themselves feel better. I mean, not in a like they're not good friends kind of way, but it's like a deep psychological thing.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, just if you're gonna hang out with them, and you're gonna be in that situation, like I said, bring gum, bring something that you don't like. I'm not a big fan of vaping, but
No, I don't want to transition to vaping.
Yeah, because it's like switching one for the other.
Yeah,
but
it's not healthy. Or don't kid yourself, everybody.
No, it's not. It's not. Tell me, and I'm trying to get my son to understand that. But anyway, like I said, just understand that if you're expecting them to get annoyed because cigarettes, especially in Chicago, are like $50 a pack. Yeah, that's not gonna do it.
What would be so you're
Honestly,
suggesting just get some gum?
No, I'm not suggesting get some gum. I'm suggesting understand that expecting them to get annoyed of you bumming a cigarette off of them is not gonna so don't put the onus on them, put the onus on yourself. Like don't say, oh, they're gonna get annoyed of me asking eventually. Like don't put the at that point you're giving them the power for you to quit smoking. You're quitting smoking, they're not quitting smoking. But so put it on yourself, man. Take some ownership. Take some initiative. Take some responsibility.
That did get deep.
Yeah. But it's true. I mean, it really is true, and I know it firsthand because I've got a lot of addiction issues in my family. So it is what it is. It's pushing it in order to feel comfortable with yourself.
There it is. All right. Positive.
The onus is on me. The onus is on you. Everybody out there listening, the onus is on you.
It is. Well, I will say that one of the challenges I do have coming up with positive life choices is August. Like, I'm going to be in airplanes, different countries, and not at home with my treadmill where I can just walk downstairs and run. So I need, like, if I'm staying with you or in your area, I will not be annoyed if you're like, hey, Dion, are you going to find some time to run? Like, you should literally tell me that, and I'll walk my butt outside and just go for a jog. And so you guys got to make sure when I pack for August that I pack running stuff, because if I don't, then that'll be my excuse. And I know me. Like, oh, it didn't fit in my luggage.
Well,
Make it fit,
It wasn't
Dion.
on the itinerary.
Yeah. And I know me and people, like, when I'm abroad, I'm gonna want to hang out with people because that's the whole point, right? But I'm gonna have to take some time for me on the road, and I think that's what I have to remember. It's like I got to keep myself healthy, like not get sick and die in August, because that's gonna be good. Anyway. Great show, everybody. Thank you for watching, everybody who's live on Twitch. If you watch normally on YouTube and you didn't get that notification, honestly, the YouTube system, they're doing some really weird things with their live streaming. Most likely, I'm working on it right now. We may not be able anymore to do a split stream. We can stream to one or the other, or like stream from two different locations at once, like we're going to do in August. But the dual streaming at one time for right now is completely down. So if you watch on YouTube, come on over to Twitch. It's not a scary place, I promise. If you love the content that we make here, go to patreon.com/Gold Squadron. You can get awesome swag, which I'm going to be announcing the first piece of new swag for Q3 mañana. It's already scheduled in the post, so you guys will see that. And so make sure you guys just listening in. Subscribe, follow, do all the things, and thank you everybody for watching. Am I forgetting anything, guys?
One more thing. You're not going to Ohio.
I'm not going to Ohio, yes, because that's the weekend of the race for my wife, who's doing a half marathon, and I'm doing
the
a
rock and roll marathon.
Yeah,
I love the rock. I got 6 of those things already, so those are awesome. Anyway, outside of awesome, if you're in Kentucky or Ohio and you've got an extra place to stay, let me know, because I'm looking for somewhere to lose that weekend. So I might lose in Ohio or I might lose in Kentucky. But I really don't feel like paying for a hotel, so hit me up.
Nobody likes spending money. All right, guys, thank you so much. I'm serious, guys. Make sure you guys hit that follow button on Twitch. We have, I need to count it out, but most of the month of March, you should be able to turn on Twitch Gold Squadron Podcast and have something X-Wing, because we got events that are 3 days. Let's just count it out. Let's count it out right now. Okay, I understand if you turned off the podcast right now while we're doing counting, but let's look here. So my calendar.
Counting what?
In August, how many days of X-Wing content are coming in August?
So Gen Con is 3?
Well, but it's even more than that, right? Because there's the News Day, right? There's News Day, so we're going to be doing
News Day.
Yeah, there's the news conference that happens the first day on the Wednesday of Gen Con. Okay. Then there is Thursday, there's Friday, and there's Saturday. All right?
No Sunday.
No Sunday. I get a day off on Sunday. Maybe.
So that's 4.
I don't know. There's 4. Then we have the following weekend, which is going to be Buenos Aires, which I'm flying out on Thursday. So then we have one day there. That's 5. But then this is where the crazy time.
So you go to Buenos Aires for 1 day of streaming?
1 day of streaming.
You are.
I gotta represent that South American. Okay, gotta do that.
Are you gonna stream in Spanish?
No. I'm not confident enough in my Spanish speaking.
You see, you gotta bring me next time.
I do.
Okay.
All right, so
5.
that's 5. Then we have the Sacramento Hyperspace Trial, a.k.a. the Isophane, Tycho, and Real Fun Bobby Hyperspace Trial. I'm going there, okay? So that'll be 2 days. That's 7 days in August. And then we have...
What days are those?
That's...
13th?
The 17th and 18th.
17th and 18th. Well, you got July in your calendar.
Oh, I'm not looking. I'm looking at my phone. Not that.
Oh.
Sorry. So that's that. and then we go to Poland, and we have the
2 days of XCC.
right 2 days of the X-wing team championships, 2 days of it's 3 days of the actual event.
Well, it's 2 days of day 1A, day 1B, and then the final. So it's 3 days.
So we're at 12. We're at 12 days. 12 days of content, and then we fly to Australia. And if you've been listening this long, you get the little Easter egg. We're gonna do a Gold Squadron flight club in Australia.
Is
Okay.
it the brothers?
I can't talk about it, man.
That's a yes.
I can't talk about it. Listen.
Ah, come on.
Okay, so we got a
Foz
flight.
Brothers.
Listen, I'm
Got
working
a
here.
Foz Brother Flight Squadron.
I got it. Okay, when we got the the flight club.
No, I got to call now. Is it going to be the floss fight?
We got
Flight
the
club.
flight club,
Floss.
and then we have 2 days of the system open. That is 15 days of X-wing streaming in.
Wait, we ain't done yet.
Nope.
Don't forget, we're in Nova.
Oh wait, and then we're in Nova. That's 3 more days. That's 18 days. That's
We're
a
in
lot.
Nova. Don't forget Nova. Hopefully, I am not on stream in Nova, because if I am on stream, that means I lost. Oh, so sad.
Or you're doing really well, and Will's like, "Hey, get your butt on the
Yeah,
camera."
or you're in the finals.
Or I'm in the final. That hopefully I'm on the other side of the stream. Yes.
All right, guys. But yeah, so make sure you guys tune in. Tons of Gold Squadron happening. August is going to be renamed Gold because we're taking over August, guys. Thanks for watching. Gold Squadron out.